Right now, buying a home can really seem impossible. Moody's Home Price Index says over the past 2 years, houses cost 32% more across the United States. The National Association of Realtors says it's actually even more at 39%. Moody's Analytics also saying 96% of U.S. homes are overvalued. NewsNation's Paul Gerke joining us live now from New York. So, Paul, is there any hope on the horizon for prospective home buyers?
Well, that depends on what hope means to you in particular. If it's a leveling off of prices, then yes, most experts agree that has to happen sometime soon. Look, nobody wants to see this end in a recession like we had in 2008. But there are two critical factors that will probably prevent that from happening this time, even as the cost of shelter continues to increase.
It's pricier than it should be to live in most U.S. metro areas right now. According to Moody's Analytics, homes in these 10 cities are more than 50% overvalued. Boise, Idaho tops the list, followed by Sherman Denison, Texas, and Muskegon, Michigan. Jamie Matzdorf is a realtor in Boise. She thinks having 4 full seasons helped sell the Treasure Valley, but changing lifestyle attitudes have sealed the deal.
COVID has kind of increased the rapid rate of being able to work from home and live where you want to live while you get to work from home.
Many of the places boasting overinflated prices offer similarly breathtaking scenery, but average home buyers have to compete with big companies and rental agencies for property in those desirable locales. Interest rates are going back up too, which can be a hurdle for many buyers, although Jamie insists they're still getting a deal.
6% is still a phenomenal rate. It's just not 3% that we had this. That was just a luck of the draw. It was like winning the lottery for 3 years. The economy can't sustain that.
For those with an eye for trends, this is all too reminiscent of how the markets looked in 2007, right before a massive housing crash and recession. Is this bubble about to burst too? Not now, Jamie and others predict, for 2 core reasons. One, new federal rules have changed home lending in a positive way. More people are likely to pay back their loans rather than default. And 2, we're living through a massive housing shortage. Mortgage giant Freddie Mac estimates we're about 4 million homes short of what the country needs right now. Jamie says they need 2 million in the Boise metro alone. And since the rate of home buying was slowed by the pop of the last real estate bubble and limited further by the pandemic, it's going to take time for supply to catch up to demand. In the meantime, if you're looking to move to a place like Boise, Jamie has some good news.
I anticipate, and what we are seeing is that things will continue to plateau in this market, at least, because we're still a massively desirable place to be.
Jamie predicts prices will level off over the next couple of years and then get back to that 5 to 6% rate of home appreciation that we've seen historically. Although no decreases in home prices in the near future sounds like bad news for any of you watching, hoping to snag your slice of the American dream. Once you do get a roof over your head and own that property, it's all good news. The average American homeowner saw their property go up in value by more than $50,000 this past year. That is a record.
Yeah, certainly a record, and maybe all overvalued. All right, Paul, thank you for that. Well, we want to bring in now Kristen Meyers. She is editor-in-chief of The Balance. So, Kristen, we just heard from Paul there about this issue of overvaluing and then also an issue of a shortage of homes. So what should people do if they want to buy a home right now?
Yeah, so if you are looking to purchase a home right now, and right now, if you can't afford the higher mortgage rates, which right now are sitting over 5.6%, and you're not ready to get into a bidding war, if you have a little bit of flexibility, waiting honestly might be one of your better options, because as we are still seeing right now, even though home prices are expected to moderate over the next couple of years, what we are still seeing, however, is that home prices, at least in February, according to the latest Case-Shiller index, are about 20% more than they were last year in February. People are still having to pay well over asking in order to get that house. And that's even as those mortgage prices, or those mortgage rates, still increase. So if you're not willing to shell out more money, if you're not willing to pay that higher interest rate, waiting might have to be something that you do, or expanding your search.
Yeah, even, and rent prices also going up. Okay, so you're talking about home prices moderating at some point, but, we saw what happened back in 2008 when that bubble burst. Could we see that again, that same significant burst?
Yeah, I can understand why a lot of people want to look back to very recent history, especially as we hear talk, a lot of economists, right, talking about a recession that could be potentially coming next year. And a lot of people do want to make some of those parallels. However, 2022, the last 2 years, is not similar to what we saw back in 2008. Home prices peaking back then in 2006, of course, before absolutely nosediving. We're in a very different economic backdrop. Essentially, right now, mortgages, because of a lot of federal restrictions, are not going to folks that essentially can't afford to have them. We see wages increasing. We're in a historically tight labor market, so that means there's a lot more jobs than there are workers. Unemployment is very low, and the supply right now, incredibly low. Demand for those homes is still very high. So even though those home prices might come down, I don't think that they're going to be tanking anytime soon. I don't think that this is a giant bubble that's going to burst and cause some kind of economic collapse.
All right. Kristen Meyers, editor-in-chief of The Balance. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.